Welcome to our series, the Bhagavad Gita for all. Namaskar. Chapter 14, Guṇa Traya Vibhāg Yog, or the Yog of the differentiation of the three modes.
Karmana sukratasyahu satvikan nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham ajñānan tamasaf phalam.
In the past episodes, we've had a good understanding of the three gunas, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. We spoke about their characteristics and how to recognize if you are having a tendency towards a particular good. We also looked at some examples to make a sense of these modes. Now we need to know what happens. What is the result of activating a particular good in us? Let's get started then. It's not only that the gunas control one's actions, they also have control over the way you think. A Sattva gun tries to attain illumination, more knowledge about the world we live in, about our karmas, about the ultimate truth. You tend to be more spiritual and wish to advance in your journey to find the answers you're looking for. Rajasic mode is where your mind tends to be restless and greed might take over your thinking. You're in want of more. So it could be more comforts, more money, more luxury. Your spiritual self may not want to further your journey because it's satisfied with all that it knows so far. Or rather, doesn't know. It doesn't feel the need to engage in something that's more than necessary. Tamasic mode can make you delusional, and that's just plain bad for your intellect. Your spiritual self has no interest to know what the world has to offer, more about the world that you've come to live in. With practice, one can become better at controlling what and how one thinks. It's not impossible. You just need to make the effort. The law of karma plays out in what happens to the soul upon adoption or inclination towards a certain good. Here are the possibilities. The soul may climb upward in its spiritual evolution. It may remain exactly where it is, or even worse, spiral downwards if it decides to intensely activate a particular good, such as the Tamas good. We've spoken at length about our actions and the mode we turn to when doing these actions. We threw light on the influence of the gunas on any deed we undertake. But what about the results? What happens when you perform an action under the influence of a particular gun? With a sattvic perspective on life, one tends to see the results that are uplifting or have a sense of fulfillment. You've been virtuous and knowledgeable when doing an action, and hence it will yield a positive result for you. The Sattva gun provides you with the ability to distinguish between the right and the wrong. When an action is aimed to fulfill a desire or your ego, you may turn complacent. Having fulfilled one desire, it leads you to fulfill even more desires. And the result is you being consumed in the cycle of wants because you chose to activate your Rajasic gun. The Tamas gun will result in you having an unrealistic belief or opinions. You might live in this palace of illusion that you've created for yourself. And furthering yourself from reality will only spell trouble in the long run. If you're someone who believes in reincarnation, then Shri Krishna has a little information for you. Your rebirth is dependent on the gunas that predominate your current cycle of life. Those predisposed with a Sattva gun are likely to rise upwards in the next birth. Those inclined towards the mode of passion might be stuck at the same level as they are currently. There's bad news for those with the Tamas gun. You might be headed a level down from where you are. Think of it as playing a video game. If you're able to do well, gather more points, you're going to move up the levels. But if your game isn't that good, you might stay on the same level for a bit. A bad play and you might just be demoted to a lower level. It's time to get your game mode on. Dhanyavad.